The freelance market didn't collapse slowly, it collapsed overnight, and most people didn't even notice until the work stopped coming. In a compressed window that surprised even industry watchers, rates for entry-level content writing took a significant hit. Freelance platform data and workforce analysts have noted meaningful downward pressure on commodity writing rates as AI tools became widely accessible, with some segments of the market seeing declines that reshaped what clients were willing to pay entirely. Graphic design briefs that once commanded premium rates were increasingly being approximated by AI tools available for a flat monthly subscription, a shift that compressed what clients expected to pay for standard visual deliverables across the board. The tools that were supposed to free freelancers became the thing replacing them, most of them anyway. Because here's the part the LinkedIn carousel posts leave out. A specific, small group of freelancers didn't just survive the AI shift. They used it to cross $5,000 a month in recurring income. Not once. Consistently. And the method they used looks almost nothing like what everyone else is doing. By the end of this, you'll understand exactly why most freelancers are losing ground right now. And the one concrete move that separates the ones thriving from the ones watching their clients vanish. Let's follow the evidence. The first thing to understand is what actually changed. AI didn't just make tasks faster. It commoditized the bottom of every freelance market simultaneously. Writing, design, coding, video editing, customer support, the lowest skill version of every one of those services can now be approximated by a tool that costs $20 a month. That is the threat, not AI itself, the commoditization of cheap output. And then something changed. The freelancers who started earning more, not less, made one fundamental pivot. They stopped selling output. They started selling outcomes. Think about what that means in practice. A freelancer selling blog posts is competing with every AI tool on the planet. A freelancer selling a documented content system that increases a client's organic search traffic by a measurable percentage. That is a completely different product. The AI is still in there. It's doing the heavy lifting. But the freelancer is the architect, the strategist, the one accountable for the result. That detail changes everything. The most documented version of this shift is happening in what researchers and workforce analysts are now calling the AI-augmented services economy. Freelance platform data and workforce trend analysts have consistently shown that earnings in AI-adjacent categories are not simply a function of which tools a freelancer uses. The pattern that emerges across market research is that higher-earning freelancers tend to wrap those tools inside structured, repeatable services, the kind a business can purchase on an ongoing basis rather than replicate themselves. Gone. The era of charging per word, per post, per asset. What replaced it is a retainer model. And this is the part nobody talks about. The retainer model, where a client pays a fixed monthly fee for a defined deliverable set, is what unlocks the $5,000 a month ceiling for a solo freelancer. The math is straightforward. 5 clients at $1,000 a month, or 3 clients at just under $1,700. The number of clients is low enough to manage alone. The deliverables in a well-structured AI-assisted retainer can be completed in a fraction of the time they would have required manually, which is precisely what makes the math of a small client roster viable for a solo freelancer. That is the actual mechanism. The services best suited to this model right now are AI-assisted SEO content packages, social media content systems, automated email sequence builds, and AI-augmented video script writing for YouTube channels and brand accounts. All of them share one trait. They produce ongoing measurable value, which justifies an ongoing payment. Nobody expected what came next. The freelancers who built this model didn't need a massive portfolio. They needed one documented case study, one client where they could show a before and an after. Traffic numbers, open rates, engagement metrics. That single piece of proof is the entry point into every subsequent client conversation. Because businesses aren't buying your skills anymore. They're buying evidence that you can solve a problem they already have. Remember what I said at the start. The freelance market didn't collapse slowly. It made a violent selection. It punished generalists selling cheap outputs. and it rewarded the specific group that understood what businesses actually need from a human in an AI-saturated world. So here is the one concrete step you can take today. Not this week, today. Open a document and write down one business result, not a task, a result, that you could deliver to a small business using AI tools you already have access to. One result, one client type, one monthly price. That is your offer. That is where everything starts. Because the freelancers clearing $5,000 a month didn't find some secret platform or hidden niche. They solved a problem clearly enough that a business would pay monthly to keep the solution running. The market didn't close. It just changed the question it was asking. And the real question, the one worth sitting with, is this. If every tool your clients could ever need is already available to them for $20 a month, what is it, specifically, that only you can provide? This video is for educational and entertainment purposes only and does not constitute financial, legal, or investment advice. Always do your own research before making any financial decisions.